Hello everyone and welcome back to Titanium Trials. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and today we're going to be checking out the Banner Saga. Now, a couple of things to note here. First of all, if you notice a general decrease in the normal quality that you might expect from my channel, that's because I'm not currently at my normal recording setup. Those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, you would not have seen that due to pandemic-related reasons, I am not able to be with my current recording setup in my current recording location. And, I mean, everyone's fine, I'm fine, everyone's fine, but for the next few days, I'm going to be at my parents' place, and as such, I'm recording with very limited equipment. I have my laptop, which is not the strongest, and my headset mic, which is not the greatest. For those of you who watched the Chrono Trigger Let's Play, those first few episodes of it were using the headset mic, and it's acceptable quality at best, but so if that's preying upon your mind, worry not. We'll be back to our normal quality very soon. But for now, I wanted to throw a few different things up on the channel, this being one of them, just so that there's some content still going, and so I have the opportunity to check out some games that I've been wanting to get to, and Banner Saga is one of them. What is Banner Saga? Banner Saga is a series of turn-based strategy games in the aspect of Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre or even like XCOM, things like that. But it's got some very interesting, unique twists on the gameplay. I don't know a whole lot about it. I watched the streamer Day9 play a little bit of it a couple of years ago, and it intrigued me then. But I don't remember that much about how it works. One of the things that is very intriguing about it, though, is this very Nordic theme that it has. As we can see, we've got horned giants in the background. There's snowy fields and very realistic, medieval-styled garments and weaponry and things like that. So it has a nice grounding in reality that then gets expanded on later. So it's cool. It's very, very, very nice to look at, and I think it's going to be very fun to play. So without further ado, this is Titanium Trials, the Banner Saga. Let's get into it. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. The gods are dead. Well, that's never good. Or maybe it is. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped. The sun. Immediate callback to my Nier Let's Play. Why is the sun stopped? We don't know. Maybe Banner Saga is set far, far in the future of Nier. These animated cutscenes are beautiful, by the way.
It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital.
The Varl are the giants, by the way.
Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way.
Oh, so this is a recent occurrence, okay.
Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds.
I don't know that it's superstitious to be concerned that the sun is stopped in the sky. That
we have been warned by
real.
stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Richhorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
You can see the size difference here. We're following a party of Varl, and then the smaller figures obviously being humans. So they're not giants, like, ridiculously huge, but compared to humans, they're quite large.
Komin í höfnina miklu!
Imagine trying to fight one of these guys. Nah, man. Nah. As a human, nope, we're good. I will point out too, I don't know if there was a language setting that we could have changed, or if it's just like that. Okay, so we will check the settings in a second to see if we can change any language settings or make sure that there's more subtitles. That might just be the way it is. If it is, no big deal. But first, tutorializing. You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the check mark to continue. Like, this is such a casual thing for the Varl that, like, this dude's just vibing back here. Just hanging out against the pillar. Like, nah, you guys got this. It's fine. It's fine. So, the situation appears to be that we have 2 Varl and 4 human enemies. And these guys, I guess, are raiders or a rival tribe or clan or something that are going after this guy and his haul. I'm guessing this is the governor that we previously mentioned. Oh my god, there's a polar bear. Just, again, vibing. Okay, so I have played through the tutorial. I had skipped the cutscenes before, which is why I didn't notice the language issues. But we will go through it here for all of you. The game functions a little differently than you might expect, so let's go into it here. Portraits show the order of initiative. That's fairly standard. It rotates. We are blue. The enemy is red. And it goes in order. Movement happens before action, so we always move and then act. And some characters fill more tiles than others. As you can see here, our Varl take up 4 spaces because they are large lads, whereas the humans take up the standard 1 square. We can click where we want to move and start fighting. All the animations and everything are just... You don't see animation like this or art styles like this very much anymore. It's something I remember a lot from my childhood, being more like a classic animation studio type thing. It's great. Okay, so here's one of the big differences in how the game functions. We have our armor stat and our strength stat, which is a combination, which it'll explain here in a second, of your health and how much damage you can do. And your armor reduces the damage that you take. So we can choose to attack one or the other. Like if an enemy has a particularly high armor stat, we'll probably want to target that first so we can actually do decent damage to their health. As it says here. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If your strength falls to 0, they fall in battle. Or die. Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. So I can imagine we're going to see scenarios where, like, you're trying to isolate 1 or 2 guys and have your team really trying to break through their armor while your heavily armored guys hold back the other enemy units and try and kind of crack the nut, so to say, and be able to stab the squishy enemies. Alright. The enemy only has 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Click the fist now to attack his strength, then confirm your choice. So we can see here on the left our shield banger, his stats. So he's got 11 armor, he's got 9 strength, 4 out of 5 willpower, which we'll get into in a second, and 1 exertion, which is the amount of willpower we can use. Again, we'll get into that in a second. And break is the amount of direct damage you can naturally do to an enemy's armor. So we could do 2 damage to his armor, but we have 9 strength. He only has 4 armor, meaning we'll do a total of 5 damage, which will kill him. How convenient. Nice, and renown is experience. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even when we're outnumbered. So that is good to know. Like, even if there's more of them than us, we will get more actions to compensate. So it's almost advantageous in a way. Maybe not, because there's more guys to target your stuff, but you're at least not extremely disadvantaged by being outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shieldbanger's high armor. Yeah, tell me about it. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. So basically, you have this pool of willpower that you can apply to your move actions, your attacks, special attacks, things like that, to boost beyond, kind of push yourself further than you would normally be able to do, which is a nice change from the action point economy that something like XCOM would use. Like, you have your normal move range, and then an extended move range, but you have to use your full 2 action points for the turn to do that. Not so here, which is nice. It makes things a little bit more versatile. So, by clicking on the gold tile, we will use willpower to move further, which we will do. It will take 2 willpower to move an extra 2 spaces. However, We have 8, so it's fine. And there's 2 guys here. We can only attack one, you might say. Not so. Our Warhawk, possibly because of his big honkin' greatsword that he has here, has a special, I think it's Whirlwind? No, Tempest attack that he can use to attack multiple enemies. By targeting one guy, we'll hit 2 and deal his full strength damage. Wow! Done. And now we're in pillage mode. Pillage mode basically is like, listen, you outnumber the enemy 10 to 1, so to speak. You're just going to start going and killing. So, that made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there's only one enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a round. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to regain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Not that it really matters, because we are about to slaughter this man. Alright. The chieftain's in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the chieftain's tile to attack. Click the fist and then the stars above the fist to add willpower. The number of stars available each turn are determined by your exertion stat. You'll see the damage number go up as you add willpower. Click a star and then the green check mark to kill this enemy. So as we can see here, we click to guarantee the attack, and then it gives us the option, oh, do you want to use willpower? We do. Now the star is active, it will take 1 willpower off our total, and we can only use 1 because of this 1 exertion, and it will add 1 damage, which is just enough to kill this man. Done. The foes lying dead at your feet would regret their actions if they weren't dead. And we got 6 renown, which I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I haven't seen the leveling system yet, so it's hard to quantify.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head.
Sounds like we need to do something about it then, huh?
I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
It was quite the slaughter on our way in, apparently. Jeez. I mean, we saw that to a degree when we busted down the door, but... Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. I love the style of this game. It's so refreshing. Okay. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. I can't even try to do that sort of Viking Nordic accent. I'm not gonna try. Ubin, isn't it? Ah, cool. We do actually get, like, dialogue options and everything. That's excellent. Okay. It is. I'm just here for the tithe, or what do you want? I see no reason to be rude to the lad. It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Let's see here. Didn't exactly agree. What did you have in mind? Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eric. This seems a little too confrontational. I mean, we do want the money, I imagine. Let's be friendly with the guy. We'll see if we can get some any information out of him. Any information? Some information, yeah. That's been worse. Got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Scalfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Click the market tent to visit the merchant. Ah, okay, so we'll actually have a pseudo world map. Very nice. I love this. There's another game that I'm hoping to showcase on Titanium Trials as well after this one that has some of the similar design trappings as this one does, just from an aesthetic sense. I love it so much. It's the type of low fantasy that I just can't get enough of. I imagine we'll get into all this stuff about clansmen and fighters and stuff later, so for now, let's go to the market tent. I hope things aren't too choppy. Like I said before, my laptop is not the greatest, and I tried to pick some games that would be low strain on it, and even then it might get a little choppy at points, so my apologies in advance for that. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scalfing's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. I don't talk to... They don't talk to me. This, I think we would be a little bit more aggressive about. We're not here for these humans and their cowardice and their dealings. We have a trip to make, money to make. I don't have the patience for this. Hod sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Wait, just buy one of these. If everyone thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? No. We're intimidating this guy. You motion to Gunnulf, your enormous bodyguard. Is he enormous compared to us? Because at that point, Jesus. Who looms over the man like a snake over a mouse. Gods! Eric, laying it on a little bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Scalfings? Noblemen, up by Eastwall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel. Disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No. Just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. No, they look good, Gunnulf. You're cut a striking figure, my friend. I'm glad you care. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be Scalfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Well, we don't know where the place is. I'm more worried about the location than the approach. I mean, it seems our approach is bust down the front door and we'll figure out the rest later. Nobleman's halfway up the hill towards the Great Hall. You won't miss it. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Okay. We have a location. Apparently we're going to get a man along the way. Although, who needs men when we've got Varl, right? Alright, do we have to... Ah! It's just labeled Mead House. Very well. Is that the only location we can click on? I like that we have this, like... I'm guessing this is just a label for our sake, but it's just, like, glowing, like, cyberpunk-esque neon sign. Here be the Mead House of yore. Alright. You arrive in front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man introduces Volgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Let's see. Well, we're certainly not going to sit this one out. And we're not surprised we're walking through the front door. That's literally what we did, so let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Scalfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. Let's go! Ooh. A few more of them this time. I see we're hanging out in the back again, I guess. We're an Elder Varl, don't do the fighting anymore. Can we arrange our dudes? We can. Ah, okay. So... We've got the two lads in the middle here. One is more heavily armored than the other. We've got abilities as well. Valgard has Stonewall, blocks damage to strength and armor for 1 round. Okay, that could be handy. Eric has Rally. He can move through allies as well. Gives willpower to allies at any range. Okay. +1 to armor to adjacent allies and self. Okay, so we want them stacked together, actually, because of that. Tempest is that big strike that he's got, and he's got Return the Favor. When hit by an adjacent enemy, counterattack for 1 armor damage. Okay, so when he gets hit, he actually chips away at their armor. Nice, 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 nice. I noticed something like that happening in the previous fight, but I didn't have the chance to investigate it. Heavy impact, splash damage for 1 strength damage. Oh, okay. We could put him behind... Actually, no, wait. Eric can move through allies, so if we put him in the back and put Gunnulf with Valgard, they'll all get the armor buff. Okay, cool. This seems good. What is this? Oh! Well then. We have subtitles. It looks like we probably can't change language stuff, so... Okay, it is what it is. Let's go! To battle! I was hoping for more of a fight than this. Look at them. It's gonna be butchery. I'm glad we're so confident despite nominally being outnumbered. Although again, I guess being outnumbered doesn't matter too much. Got some weaker guys off to the sides. Some stronger ones in the center. Okay. Imagine right now we're gonna want to keep things clustered together. Let's see, who's going to be going next? Thug Swordsman. So we can move up just into his range and then start moving others up as well. Let Valgard take some hits, because he does have the bonus armor. If we wanted to, we could even Stonewall. I'm guessing 1 round would be, like, just the next turn? If I had to assume. Let's give it a shot and see how it works. Alright, he's got shield wall up. Now, if this guy attacks... Yep, resist. Nice. And now I'm guessing that's gone. So if he gets hit again next turn by, say, this Thug Swordsman... Actually, unless he uses willpower, he won't be able to get in range. So he might not even be able to do that. Okay. He should be fine there. Move Eric up behind him and back him up. We could rally, but we don't really need to. And we don't want to attack, so we'll let him end his turn for now. Okay, he did use willpower. Oh, and he does still resist. Interesting. So, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we can see here he's got the shield symbol, so he just resists all damage until his next turn. That's insane. Just let them cluster up on him, and then everyone else can start going to town. That's awesome. Now, unfortunately, even burning willpower, I don't think we're going to be able to attack with our shield banger. Which I guess is just his name? It must be. Yeah, he can't attack on the diagonal, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Okay, and I think there's no real point in exerting himself to move further right now, so we can just start taking swings at this guy. And He's got 15 strength. Yeah, he can just one-shot this guy. Done. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Achievement unlocked, Warhawk. Alright. Whoa! 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 Look at this guy! Alright. That was fancy. Run through. Run through enemies doing armor break damage, then hit the target from behind. Nice. That was pretty baller. He still wound up taking more damage from it, but he did get some chip damage in on Shield Banger, which is not great, but not the end of the world either. He could rest, but I think holding our formation and just taking a swing is probably the better option. And we have enough strength that I think just going for the damage right now... Oh, we could exert twice. I mean, that'll only put him down to 5 willpower. That's still a lot. I think we just do it and kill him. Ooh, Raid Master. Okay. Alright, Shield Banger's taking hits, but he's also doing plenty of damage in return, which is good. Now let's see here. Eric only has 8 strength. This guy's got 3 armor left, so we won't be able to kill him immediately, but we can at least start chipping at him. Unless, what's Eric's special? Rally. Yeah, we'll move him back 1, and we'll take the hit on this guy. Better to just do the damage, even without the exert. Ugh. God, some of these attacks are just so chunky. Deflect. Ha! Sucks to suck, buddy. But yeah, this way we can just kill this guy off without too much concern. This guy's got a bunch of armor, actually. Shield Banger. Even with the attack, you can only exert once. We could do a break attack, but again, we can just hit him and then hit him again next turn to kill him, so... Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Nothing too complicated on this one, honestly. Oof. Alright, he went for the armor damage. And what was that? Shield wall. Oh, they've got the shield wall up, so they're both getting bonus armor. Mm-hmm. Very well. Understood. Okay. So, if we were to move here, and then Tempest, do they have to be adjacent to each other, or... I'm guessing so. Going clockwise from target. Let's just see, just to be safe. Oh no, it's just completely around him. That's so gross. Alright, these guys are shield walled up hard, which sucks, but what can you do? Valgard is fine, though, so there is that. He could exert, which will use 1, and then I think he can kill this guy by exerting twice. Yep, done. And then that'll break the shield wall as well. Ooh! They're really getting through Shield Banger's armor. That's not great, but with this guy down... Oof! Warden. I'm guessing maybe this is these are their classes, like... Yeah, maybe... Yeah, Warhawk and Shield Banger must be the classes, and then... What, Raid Leader and whatever Eric was must be their classes as well. They moved back next to each other. Shield Banger's actually getting pretty hurt. You know, they don't really have any way to heal him. He's got 3 armor left, which means neither of these guys can just kill him outright. There's only a 70% chance to hit him. I mean, I think we just exert and just take some strength off him so he's doing less damage. Hang in there, Shield Banger. We need to kill one of these guys. Our Shield Banger's gonna go down. I don't know what happens when that happens, honestly. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're gonna be able to kill either of them. Their armor is so high. Oh, never mind. Warhawk's a beast, I forgot. Goodbye! Oh no, they still got Shield Banger! No! Oh, rip. Well, so it goes. I get the distinct feeling that there's going to be lots of death that happens in this game. So I'm not going to sweat it too much over one guy going down. They would regret crossing your path if they were alive. Achievement unlocked. Warhawk. Enemy with a Raid Master. Yes, those are their classes. Okay. Warden. Ah, hey! Gun off ready for promotion. Nice. Very good. I didn't realize that there was actually going to be promotion mechanics in this. I wonder how that works. Is that just like you level or... Well, anyway. There they are. Gods be damned, I've got to go wash off this blood. Eric was looking out the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approached with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir. Next for Varl kingship with last we spoke. The other flag? Looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long. Ah, things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me. The governor. Now, I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? On the one hand, I mean, from a gameplay standpoint, yeah, of course. On the other hand, one of our men is dead, I think. Not 100% sure on that one, but it seems like he's dead. So I'm inclined to say, no, Eric, I've done enough already. Alright then. Do as you please. Time to go, Valgard. Eric and Valgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Alright. Could I have done that? Oh, wow, yeah, look at them all. Look at all of them sailing in. That's cool. There is probably something we could have done differently there in order to not lose Shieldbanger there. Is there a way to, like, check that? We have great morale. We have days of supplies. I don't know if there's a way to, like, check on our dudes. Well, let's go down to the docks real quick and see if there's, like, a little story moment. See if we can check on our camp, anything like that. And then if not, we'll probably call it. Vognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. And if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Or Harkon, maybe? Must there. Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid, old yawks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorundr demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Armbarang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Luden. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. That's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim? I have the distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but... let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is he, Mogar? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. Or where is Mogar, I should say. Have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few. Others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogar. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'm assuming Scrivener is something along the lines of scribe, given the quill that we're always carrying around, and the fact that we don't fight. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think? Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagnir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. That's the prince. Oh, click a talk icon to converse with one of your heroes. Oh, they're heroes, are they? Well, we don't need to talk to a... Actually, no, we can go to the Great Hall, too. You know what? Screw these guys. We're old. We want to have a sleep. Let's go to the Great Hall. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. Not as many as you were promised, but no time to complain now. We got 10 renown. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagnir is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Moger steps forward. Wagnir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Moger and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think? And we're off, it would seem. Okay, and we're caravanning. Oh, I see we have like a day of supplies. We got 67 days worth of supplies. Okay. Morale declines. Interesting. So the time it takes to travel places will actually impact our readiness to fight, our supplies, all that type of stuff. Very interesting, and it just goes. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open mead casks, from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout camp. We'll drink a little. You go easy. You've nothing against a good drink, but if anyone is going to keep an eye on things, it may as well be you. The revelers eventually fall asleep without incident. Morale improved. I'm hoping that we can get a nice place to cut it here. Aha! This looks like a camp. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Moger's already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking in your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up! You nudge Wagnir. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vogan releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Oh, come on, old girl. There we go. This is the map of the world. You can explore it by dragging the mouse to pan and using the mouse wheel to zoom. Location of your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. The world map is covered with many locations and holds much lore. You can explore the map at any time, clicking on locations for more information. Oh, interesting. Very cool. So we can actually just check out whatever we're curious about. Oh, that's fun. When you're finished researching the world map, click this button to return to travel or to camp. Okay. That's definitely something I would explore in more detail if we were doing a more long-form Let's Play here. I'm definitely curious about it, though. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. Should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships to Skirmerstad? Skrymerstead, there we go. What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skirmerstadt. Scryer... Skrymirstead. There we go. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredging glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off, too. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell if we're lucky. Okay, now we get to see our camp mechanics. Nice. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip them in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. Okay. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to get back to the road. Okay, so how does this work? Click on a unit to view stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. So I guess it's not that big of a deal that we lost Shieldbanger. Let's see, we know Gunnulf. Let's click on him. So we can promote him. We have different abilities that we can level up. Rank 1 hits 2, 3, or 4. Very cool. He's got... Oh, you need kills to level. Or to promote, I guess I should say. Interesting. So, we have 0 points available, but I'm assuming that's because we need to promote. Greatest warriors in the battlefield are those who live past their first battles to start a journey down the path to legend. He gets higher stats and increases our item rank. And we spend renown to do it. Got it. Cool. And then that gives us points that we can put into our stats. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I see. So, we can make his break attacks stronger. We can make his exertion better. His willpower higher. Gunnulf wants to do damage, I feel like. So, we should really just put points into that. Confirm. And he needs 1... Oh, cool! That's nice. So, if you get excess kills above what you need to promote, those kills will automatically count towards your next promotion. That's excellent. So you don't have to micromanage, like, oh, I can only get so many kills with this guy in this fight, but I need him to do this, yada, yada, yada. Very, very nice. Very cool. And we can do the same with all of these guys. Well, none of them are ready to promote, but Mogur's a shield master, Hakon's a war master, Luden's a spear master, Gunnulf is a war hawk. Very cool. That's a nice mechanic. I do like the way that works. And we can arrange how they work in the turn order and everything. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Well, I do believe I'm going to call this one here. This is a nice little glimpse into how Banner Saga works. Whether I do a Let's Play of it or I decide to just play it in my own time, I'm definitely going to play more of it. I can feel myself wanting to dig into the meat and potatoes of how the systems work. So, for now, though, I'm going to call it here. So, thank you all so much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. Again, I apologize if there's a slight decrease in the overall quality of these episodes. Again, I don't have any of my editing software. I don't have my proper mic or anything like that. So, these episodes are going to be a little bit more rough around the edges, but you know what? That's okay. Until the next time, thank you all so much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this series or any of my other series, if you'd shoot them a link, well, that would just be swell. Until the next time, though, I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now.